How's it going, everybody? This is Pristine Paper back again for another video. And today I'm going to be going through something that has been circulating on social media for the last few years regarding relics and patches. And it's, of people tearing apart the card and pulling out the fabric piece. And, on the back of the fabric piece, it'll say, it won't be the correct player's name. It might just say the team name and the color of the relic. And then people are now justifying that as a reason that relics are not, it's a scam. These are not actually game worn from the player. Now, there's a few caveats to that. Usually, they are using a football card, like a very modern football card, which is, anything past 2020, everything is non-associated. So it's not associated with the player at all. So of course, when you tear the card apart, it's going to say, just the team name and the color of the relic. There has been some, non-associated relics people pulled out with different players' names on it, which, I think that's more so just Panini using up leftover pieces in a non-associated product. At that point, why does it matter, But mostly people are, like I said, using football cards to justify it for everything, or basketball is mostly game worn and proven to be game worn. Specifically, I'm referencing a video that I think Gucci Rips uploaded on Instagram, tearing apart a Kyle Trask card and then, using that as justification for, patches and relics being fake, which I commented on the video and said you can simply use a flashlight to, shine through the patch and see on the back of the card, it'll tell you the player's name and like the color of the relic, right? And that comment got I think over 100 likes, and somebody even replied and said, wow, this is amazing. I just did that to verify one of my cards. Thank you so much. But I can't really claim any, credit for this. I actually, got this technique from Kyle at the Wax Museum podcast. So this is kind of a tribute to that video he made. But I'm also just making this video because I think the more people that, put this information out there, the more widespread it'll be in terms of knowledge, and people will stop tearing apart cards for views online and all that crap. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with the first card that I am going to, which is going to prove my point really easily. So I'm going to start with this Klay Thompson card. So 1 second. Okay, I got the Klay Thompson out of the case. I'm going to take my flashlight, turn it on, right? I'm going to put it on top of the relic here. And then, 1 second, guys, this might be kind of hard to do. Here we go. Oh, there we go. So as you can see, right here, it says Klay Thompson, and it says white. And it has a code. Here it says Thompson up here as well. So it just says the repeated name along with the code and the color. So this says Thompson, code, white, which is basically verifying that this piece was actually worn by Klay, and they have the code to match it up with the jersey and all that. So that kind of just disproves everyone's point right there, and you could see how easy it was to verify that. You didn't have to tear apart the card and all that stuff. And I'm going to kind of show you on the other two cards here. Okay, now this one is going to be kind of interesting. It is 4 players. However, you can still see through it. So if I put on the Russ here, it might be easier if this light is off too. So let me do that real quick. There we go. Focus. If you can kind of see it, it does say Russell right there in the middle right there, and white. So that is Russell Westbrook's jersey. Additionally, on the Harden, it's hard to see on camera, but in person you can definitely tell that says Harden, and there's the code. You can't really see it on the Kemba since it's the black piece, and then here over here, there's another one. Or wait, did I say that was? Oh, it says Kemba right here. So you can see through it. And again, it's not really showing up that well on camera. However, if you do this experiment in person, you'll be able to get really good results. So now I'm going to show you this third card, which is the Curry, actually. So in this Curry, actually, there's no layer of descriptive text behind it. It's just the patch placed on the cardboard. So when you shine it through, here we go. Sorry, this is a little bit of a learning curve here. It just shows the mesh pattern. So again, not all of them, it's not a foolproof method. This was made in 2012, 2013. So this was before, I guess, they were using that code. It's an adhesive layer behind the card. But anything, this card was released in 2012, 2013. So same era, but I guess this is when they started doing it. But you can do that for any of these cards. I'm assuming you can do it. I haven't checked tops, but any Panini basketball, even football, you don't even have to destroy it. Just use a flashlight, shine it through, turn the lights off, and you'll be able to verify it for yourself. So I'm tired of seeing people do that, destroying the card for views when they know it's not, you can't justify it for every aspect of patch collecting. So I really wanted to get that out there. And again, shout out to Kyle at the Wax Museum podcast for bringing this technique to my attention. Hopefully I can bring it to other people's attention as well, and pass it forward so we can stop this destroying of cards. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Kind of a quicker video. Comment down below if you have any other tactics that might work, and without further ado, I'm just gonna peace out here and say bye. See you later.